The Ridge Community Church is non-denominational. It also plans on holding outreach and recovery programs for the community inside that new facility.
When it comes to the Wisconsin Supreme Court, incumbents almost never lose. It's only happened once since 1967. On Tuesday, incumbent Justice Pat Rogensack tries not to become the second as she faces off against Ed Falone in the Tuesday election. In tonight's Political Lowdown, we look at where the candidates stand on some of the key issues.
The main issue in my campaign has been...
Marquette University law professor Ed Falone is challenging incumbent Justice Pat Rogensack for a seat on Wisconsin's 7-member Supreme Court. Falone has framed the campaign, saying the central issue is the dysfunction of the court in the wake of the physical altercation between Justice David Prosser and Justice Ann Walsh Bradley.
I ask the public, judge me on me. I don't get into fisticuffs with my colleagues. I don't swear at them or use bad language. So, I would like the public to judge me as I'm sure they want me to judge them, fairly and in impartiality based on what I have done.
I think we have a problem of dysfunction on our court, as has been noted by national observers, national experts, members of the bar who approach me on the campaign trail. And it ultimately reduces to one thing, an attitude of the current members on the court of us versus them.
Rogensack is seen as a conservative, Falone as more liberal. Both reject partisan labels, but each has a clear judicial philosophy.
Judicial philosophy is important. Now, I could see my job instead of saying, well, if the legislature enacts a statute and it's brought to us and someone says it's ambiguous, I go back and look and I try to figure out what were they trying to do, and then I interpreted it in line with what the legislature was trying to do.
Process conservative is simply someone who believes good procedures don't guarantee a good decision, but they sure help, and they sure make it more likely you'll get a good decision. And I think that that's an attitude that comes from my experience in corporate law and the business world.
Another issue in this campaign is money and ethics, and the question of when it's appropriate for a judge or justice to step down in a case involving their own donors.
The public is very concerned once money gets involved, and I think there the consequences should be different. And it should be more of a concern, because there you have the real interest of the judicial system as a whole, that the public have faith in the impartiality of the judges. And that rises to a whole new level when money gets involved.
This is not just a simple thing, oh, someone gives $500, now the judge should get off. You can manipulate who sits on the court very easily. Just say someone didn't want me on their case. Well, they could give me a contribution. If that required me to get off with nothing else, you could manipulate who's going to be on the court, and that's troublesome.
Now, in the February primary, Rogensack finished with 64% of the vote, and Falone finished with 30%. And Fox 6 has all of your spring election coverage. Get results Tuesday on Fox 6 News at 9 and 10, and of course on fox6now.com.
At 10 o'clock, you're going to take a look at the race for school superintendent.
Indeed, Don Pridemore versus Tony Evers, so very interesting race there. Well, everyone has a dental horror story, but few are as frightening as this one.
Yeah, hundreds of patients on pins and needles tonight. Did their dentist infect them with hepatitis or even HIV? The horrific conditions next.
And he sure used